Welcome back again. Well, as you can see, I got one of my 800XLs set up here, and I am going to try to connect up this antenna to the RF output with this old Radio Shack Archer RF amplifier to see if I can get it to be received on either of the, or hopefully both of these two TVs. My new one, which you've probably seen, which I've used, and this old little thing here. Now, both of them do have composite inputs, even this little one here. Not all of these do, but this one does, but I'm not going to use that this time. What I'm going to try to do with one of my 800XLs is, if I get this to work, I can just use the RF out connected via this set of adapters. Basically, I got an F connector, coupler here, and an RCA to F connector, and of course a male-to-male a connector coupler. And I'll just stick that all together, and of course a big long oversized, I know you can't see it all, section of coax cable. What is this? Is this? Yeah, I think this is RG6 cable, this cable here. And I'll plug this in here. Plug this into the back of the 800XL. And of course, this is just a very temporary proof of concept setup. And let's see, get this into the input here. And of course, I may get a shorter section of RG6 once this is working. So anyways, here goes. Now I'll set it up on channel 2 on the modulator for the computer. And there is an antenna up in the window. Even though it's hard to see there, which this is for my bedroom TV because I don't have cable in there. So, and I also have a DVD or a Blu-ray player as well. So, oops. And of course, I forgot to plug in the power for the amplifier. So we'll do that now. And so far, nothing on the little TV and nothing on the big TV. I'll show you here in a second. it is in fact on, if you can see that, channel 2. And, well, and you may get a better view of that. And geez, as you can tell from the camera shifting positions, that I do need to get a new little tripod for it. Actually, I should get a new battery for this camera as well, or even just replace the camera with a slightly better one. Something that has autofocus would be good. So I'm going to try channel 3 on the modulator, or on the back of the RF modulator in now I'm going through all the VHF flow through from 2 through 7. Now I'm going to try the bigger TV. And it switches over to the other channels, of course, because, yeah. Now, turning the computer on and off here to see if I can get the again, I don't know if my camera's picking this up, but there is a small difference. Well, yeah. There is a tiny bit of a signal that's coming through, but not really much at all. So, anyways, that's it for now. There will be a part 2 of this video, hopefully not too long from now. I do have an RF modulator, which I can, it's an external RF modulator, which I can set up. Yeah. And hopefully, if you might see that, there's a little bit of a signal coming through, so. And here I am moving this antenna that I have outputting from the so reorienting the antenna a bit is showing a tiny bit of signal. That was on channel 3. I'll go back to 2. And again, not sure how visible it is, but it is syncing up, and there's just barely, that's off, and the computer off, and there it is back on. Yeah. So there's a bit of the signal showing up, but barely anything. So anyways, that'll be it for now, and I'll be back soon with that other external RF modulator for test number 2. And hopefully, after that's working, I can get some software written up. If any of you remember, at least here in Canada, most cable companies had Cable 10, which was just public announcements and that, and just text screen, usually just the time and temperature outside, and a lot of those channels are run on computers just like these here. And so, anyways, I'm going to try to rig up a little setup like that with just enough signal to cover my own place. So, anyways, stay tuned for episode 2 coming soon.